Had a lot of fun this weekend. Chilling, man.
How do you recover? Because you seem to be able to get out, work, do things, and still come in like looking refreshed.
I sleep in the car. You should know about that, right, boy? You know about that?
I don't sleep in the car.
Yeah,
Man, this was just talking about that, though. I know we ain't gonna start with that, but you're saying the guy got caught with his wife because he used to be sleeping in the car before he come in the house.
We gotta talk about this one, because this wasn't just a bad take on the pod. This was a big miss with some clear tales, and not small ones either. I'm talking about the Joe Budden podcast getting caught up in a story that wasn't even real. This goes back to episode 912, Heaven Sent, around March 18th. If you were waiting for them to get to the meat of the episode, this happened right at the beginning, so it was easy to miss. There was a viral video floating around that really got on my nerves. A man sitting in his car after a long day of work, asleep, and his wife comes outside questioning why he's still in the car. He barely reacts, keeps sleeping, even locks the door, and continues his nap. The issue is, from the jump, you could tell it was a skit if you spent enough time on TikTok. But people still took it seriously, running with it like it was real life. That's the problem with this kind of content. It plays into relationship drama in a way that people start copying what they see, not realizing it's all driven by monetization. Let me pull up the clip so we can all get on the same page and you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
And worried. And this man is sitting in this car. Really? 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 Seriously? Seriously? Why are you sleeping in the car?
Huh.
Why are you sleeping in the car?
I need some rest.
So why wouldn't you come inside?
Because I can't rest in here.
Is your life that terrible that you need to be in the car? Is your life like that difficult? Why don't you come inside? For an hour you've been out here? You've been out here for an hour?
It looks like it. I just need to rest.
Do you want me to bring you something?
Keep it quiet.
Come inside, baby.
No.
Come on.
No. Just close the door, please. Close the door.
Well, I'm gonna come and sit next to you.
No.
Did you just lock the door? Open the door. Open the door.
Listen, I'm all for a good skit and a good laugh, but you've got to be careful what you put out into the universe because it might give you exactly what you asked for. So the Joe Budden podcast went on to say this, and even though I do think they were just potting, of course Queen's Flip took it a step further.
Clarity, nigga.
Hey, she got the wipes in the car too. You gotta let it dry. Put the heat on. Let it dry.
Yeah.
Let it dry so I want to go inside the house with us.
So they're all jokey joke, clearly playing into it. Mark even explains that back when he was single, he would fall asleep in his car outside the house, and even now, sometimes when he gets home, he just needs a minute. And honestly, don't we all? Watch next time your girl walks in with a throw blanket and a candle like y'all don't already have enough. On the Joe Budden podcast, they even try to pull Joe Budden back into the conversation. And if you remember, this ties into that earlier moment where Juvenile and Manny Fresh were telling him to stop double dutching around marriage. Joe just couldn't grasp why someone would need alone time to decompress, which is exactly what the guy in the TikTok clip was doing, going to his car for some peace. On top of that, the video was paired with that Boys in the Hood type saxophone vibe, if you know, you know, which signals impending doom and adds to the drama. So at face value, I can see how people might think it's real, not a skit. They leaned into that whole man cave narrative, like relationships are draining and men constantly need escape. And with Joe, it's clear he hasn't really experienced that dynamic, even in the way he questions it, like, isn't work already enough space? That's why it's surprising they even chose this topic, unless they're just reaching for content, especially when the creator literally had it labeled at the top, basically saying if it looks real, it's not, it's sarcasm. Then she comes back and does a whole multi-part response about how podcasts are ruining her relationships, all because of how they interpreted and discussed her skit. Her channel is Alicia Nicole if you want to check out the full breakdown of what she had to say.
Podcast and the ex-football players, the pivot I believe it's called, they decided that they were going to discuss my video. with my relationship. My man don't have social media, so he would have never seen the video that I posted of him sitting in the car and me trying to figure out why he ain't come in the house. But guess what he does watch? He watches those podcasts. So then he hears them talking about the whole scenario of what we were doing, what we were going through. And guess what he's doing now? He's packing his to leave because these grown men wanted to come and talk about my relationship off of a video that's 1 minute long. You guys don't know what happens in my house, okay? I posted that to give the two sides to the story. There's two sides, okay? It's not about a woman who nags her man and he can't come in. It's also the side about the woman who works her ass off, okay? And just want to be supported. So thank you. Okay, thank you for going on your podcast and discussing my relationship and ending it. Because that's what's happening now. He's packing his stuff and he's leaving because he's embarrassed and he's humiliated and he's getting this from his friends and all these different people are like, yo, ain't this you, ain't this you, ain't this you? Off of your podcast. So I hope you're happy about what you've done because you've ruined my relationship. Thanks.
The video obviously worked the first time. It got the Joe Budden podcast to talk about it. Maybe not because people believed it was real, but because it was relatable. Still, with it being a skit and a platform that big pulling topics, it's surprising they didn't catch it. Now with her lining up another skit, do you think she can fool them twice? And do you think they'll cover it again? Did it get you too? Or did you already know it was a skit? Drop your thoughts below.